Left field, you gotta get out of here ×4.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
And welcome into Hog Reaction as your Arkansas Razorbacks are going on to Omaha. Drew Barrett here with Hog Reaction. Ty Richardson will join us from Chapel Hill as soon as the Arkansas Razorback press conference is over, as he's working diligently to get all of the sound and the best quotes from DVH. Brady Slavens, I'm guessing, is definitely up there, who had the walk-off hit for the Razorbacks as they're headed to Omaha. What a difference 2 weeks has made, going 0-2 in Hoover to the Great Stillwater Regional, and now the sweep. The brooms are out in Chapel Hill as Arkansas goes 2-0 to reach Omaha. We're with you up until about 8 o'clock, so we got plenty of time for your Hog Reaction. 877-377-6963 for your phone calls, for your texts right here. And while we're waiting on Ty, because I know that I'm probably not the person most people want to hear about this from. I didn't grow up here in the natural state. I didn't grow up with the love of Arkansas Razorbacks. I grew up with respect to the team, respect to this state, respect to the program. But I'm not a natural state born and raised Arkansan. So we decided that while we're waiting on Ty, Tommy Kraft is nice enough to join us here to get us started. Tommy, how does it feel to have this Arkansas team going back to Omaha for the 11th time?
Well, first, I'm just glad I could be a stand-in for Ty. That a place filler till the great one arrives. But I'm going to tell you, today felt a lot to me like Tallahassee in 2009, just because mainly the weather delays that had no rain but just lightning. I remember sitting there in Tallahassee when a very similar occurrence occurred in that Super Regional. Arkansas won that Super Regional in 2 games in walk-off fashion. There are so many similarities between 2009 and what happened today going on the road. Similarities from 2009 as you go to Norman, then to Tallahassee, on to Omaha. This year, Stillwater, on this weekend to Chapel Hill, now on to Omaha. So I'm thinking that, and then, Drew, I'm also thinking about all of the upsets that have occurred so far, even in the regionals, now the super regionals. And things are kind of setting up. I'm watching Stanford and UConn. Now, Stanford's got a handle on game 2 here, but they're going to have to win this one and one more to get past UConn. You're starting to see some national seeds fall by the wayside. I think I heard something about Tennessee maybe losing today. We may have to check up on that.
I saw something about that.
Maybe confirm that. But all I'm saying is you're starting to see a path to not just obviously getting to Omaha, but also at this point seeing a path to maybe getting to Omaha and making some noise, because some of the favorites have fallen by the wayside already. So it's a great day. You're headed to Omaha, and you feel like you got to get there to do something.
Exactly. If Stanford doesn't make it tonight and UConn is able to win that Super Regional, all 4 of the top 4 seeds will have been eliminated from the tournament and not be in Omaha. Ty says that he is there. Ty, are you there?
I'm here. All
with Bubba
right. Carpenter. How about them Hogs, Bubba? What a game. They just kept battling and fighting. And Dave was telling us in the post-game press conference, I mean, you know this better than I would, Bubba. He can't remember a last time where they've had to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th and been able to come back and win a game. They were 0-6 heading into this game 2 in the previous 6 game 2s since 2018 in a 3-game series in either Super Regional, Omaha, or whatever. But able to do it today. Just unbelievable how they managed to get through it, Tommy and Drew.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling Drew before you joined us, this reminds me so much of Tallahassee and the 2009 run to the College World Series. Had to go on the road for the regional, Super Regional, just like this year. And then the weather today, you were at the ballpark. It was a marathon there. You're still there. It's been 7 hours that you've been at that ballpark or longer. Much like Tallahassee, walk-off fashion at the end. And Brady Slavens with the single that scores the go-ahead and game-winning run there in walk-off fashion in the 9th. There's a lot of similarities. Now, you need to go to Omaha and make some noise this year, and we were talking before you arrived, a lot of the favorites have fallen by the wayside. You got to feel, and I'll be interested to see now that Tennessee's out. We kind of saw what the odds were for Arkansas to win the whole thing. I bet they drastically change, and Arkansas maybe become one of the favorites to win this thing on the betting lines. They're starting to put the pieces together, and feel like Saturday when they play next week, they're going to have a chance to make some noise. And whether it's Stanford or UConn, that first game is obviously paramount to forging a path to possibly a national title this year.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Tommy, you spoke to the weather. I thought North Carolina fans were angrier than the Razorback fans today because the setup was odd, y'all. It was where there wasn't rain actually over the stadium. At no point, at least from what I felt or saw, did it rain inside of the Bosch. But because of the lightning and the thunder and the clouds near us, the NCAA protocol had them delay the games, which they're supposed to do. They're just following. It's not North Carolina's fault. It's not the ump's fault. It's just what the NCAA does as a safety measure. And so, but you had fans frustrated, and that's just kind of what we had to deal with today. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to say same thing in Tallahassee. Never really rained a drop, just lightning in the area. So that was, was the sun out. But, so, I mean, there's just, it was just to me almost, just the similarities were just almost astonishing or ironic today between those two. So, I know that's frustrating when it's not raining, but they showed some things on TV about the lightning. You could see it in the distance after at that pitch. I think what was it, third inning. So,
well, we are live here from Chapel Hill, reacting to the Super Regional victory. Really appreciate every one of you that are listening right now via online, whether it's hitthatline.com, on these ESPN Arkansas radio stations, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch as well. This weekend would not be possible without Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. Crane Kia Fayetteville, find your next gas saver during our MPG days at Crane Kia Fayetteville. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. We are going to be with the Hogs all the way to Omaha. Phil Elson, the voice of Razorback Baseball. That is the luxury you have at listening to these stations. Not only do you get to hear Phil react on the game itself, but you get to hear him on halftime, so make sure you tune into that at 11 o'clock tomorrow. When we come back, more of your calls, more of your texts, as we are live here from Chapel Hill.
You're listening to Hog Reaction live at the Chapel Hill Super Regional.
FanDuel Sportsbook NBA same-game parlays give you the chance to turn a little bet into a big payday. Choose any NBA game and combine multiple bets into one wager for bigger wins. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code PLAY to bet the NBA today. That's promo code PLAY exclusively on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, permitted parishes only. Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Wyoming, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-79-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAZ.com. Are you looking for a career that is in demand and will provide you and your family the living you all deserve? Are you willing to put in the time to learn that profession? If the answer is yes, you need to contact United Welding Institute today. Welders are in demand in-state and across the country for many different types of welding. United Welding Institute has recently placed students from the River Valley with very high-paying employers, and they want to do the same for you. Call today and make an appointment for your future. 479-968-3390. That's 479-968-3390 for United Welding Institute in Pottsville, and tell them you heard it on ESPN Arkansas.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners.
33. AutoFindersOK.com.
You know the Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment in Fort Smith is your go-to shop for everything pressure washers. But did you know that they also handle your industrial pump and supply needs too? It doesn't stop there. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment's industrial vacuum trucks can handle dry, liquid, and even sludge removal from several hundred feet away. Leave the cleanup to the professionals. Contact Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment at 782-3762. That's 782-3762. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment, 3116 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while, or if you haven't had the best of experiences with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry. Give her a call at 494-7600. They'll take care of it all. Crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today. 494-7600. That's 494-7600. Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing has everything you need as we head into summer. Try Blue Note Single Barrel Bourbon with store pickup. It's our 1 year of being open anniversary bottle. Enjoy this bourbon or choose from a fine selection of quality bourbons and whiskeys throughout the store. Wine Wednesday every Wednesday. Hit the cooler for some of the coldest beer in town. All this and more at Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing. Visit us online at barrelsandbrewsfs.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Hog Reaction Live at the Chapel Hill Super Regional.
And Battles hits a drive to left field. You gotta get out of here ×4.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
All right, back here in Chapel Hill at the Bosch Bryson Field at Boshamer Stadium, reacting to Arkansas's victory over North Carolina. It didn't look to be certain, even in the bottom of the ninth inning. But what happened? First pitch, Jalen Battles, single. Then you have Kendall Diggs. I'm trying to remember this in my head just off the top of it. I think Kendall Diggs then followed, or no, it went Stovall. Then Diggs got the walk. And Arkansas, man, Braden Webb got to first, brought Battles home. They threw Diggs out at second. And then Brady Slavens in the 2 slot gets up there and hits a single and brings home Stovall. What a game, what a performance for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And you think about what this team was, just the continuity didn't seem to be there. You were questioning the makeup, the pitching, the hitting, the coach. You were questioning everything. Now, Drew, they're back in Omaha again.
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely crazy. And we had some texts a few weeks ago from people that were still positive, that were still feeling good about this team, were feeling good about any Dave Van Horn-led Razorback team, that they've got a great chance to get to Omaha. And we had some texts fly in. It's like, watch, now they're going to pull the most Arkansas thing of all time, go 0-2 in Hoover, and then they'll make it to Omaha, which is a little opposite of what you think of when most people say Arkansas going to Arkansas type of thing. But there were people out there that still had tons of faith. You know, I'd be lying to say that 2 weeks ago when they go 0-2 in Hoover and they're headed to Stillwater, no longer even hosting a regional, that I wasn't thinking that the season would be over by now. And, you know, just the way that they've turned everything around, the feel of this team to where you go back to Hoover or you go back to the final series in Tuscaloosa, You look at that team and you're watching those games, and every time that a big moment could happen, you're thinking it's probably not going to. You just have this feel about it to where you're like, I just don't see it coming through. Like, yeah, you need that one timely hit. I just don't see it. Now you watch this team in Stillwater, and especially you watch this team in Chapel Hill going into Omaha. Every one, I don't know about you, Ty, but in the bottom of the ninth, especially as Jalen Battles got on base, I knew it was over. I knew Arkansas was going to win. How are they going to win? Were they going to tie it up and then go into extras? Or were they going to be able to get it done in the ninth like they did? I didn't know exactly how it was going to happen, but you just had faith that it was going to happen, and because of the way the team has played and just the feel of it.
Yeah, I think the feel for me, Drew, is a little different than yours and Phil Elson scurrying. You don't have to run in the team bus. Go Hogs. If you can hear that beautiful high five from Phil Elson, perfectly executed. See you, Howard. Be safe. Go back to Pittsburgh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable how when, again, I mentioned the stat earlier, since 2018, game twos, you're 0-6. Well, that didn't matter to Jalen Battles. First pitch, first hit, bang, followed it up. Gary, thank you, man. Appreciate it. And then you just kept on fighting in the ninth. And dude, Dave said it best. Peyton Stovall's been on fire. Here's a true freshman that comes into the two biggest series of his entire life. And I'm calling last week in a series because you played Oklahoma State 3 times. And was just on fire in that Stillwater Regional. And then that has this regional. I think he had one, solid hit that got caught or was a ground out or something. But he's been awesome. Other guys stepping up. Slavin's not just going for the fence. He gets a single to help bring Stovall home. So several guys on this team doing it. We've got a bunch of comments and texts that we're receiving right now. Think about this. So you just traveled a good amount of fans to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, which I know better than anyone it's a far away from Arkansas. I mean, it's over 2,000 miles from Fort Smith. It's over 2,100, I think, from Fayetteville. I'm going to start making that journey back tonight. And now you're 6 hours from Omaha. Your campus is 6 hours, 418 miles from Omaha, Nebraska at the Super Regional. We still got Hog fans here celebrating, excited. Just think about that. If you thought you had a great fan base in Stillwater, Oklahoma, if you thought you had a great fan base in Chapel Hill, you don't even know, opposing fan bases, opposing teams don't know what they're walking into, whether it's Stanford or UConn. UConn is currently down right now to the Cardinal, and that series will be split, so they'll have a deciding Game 3 on Monday to see who your first opponent is. Will you be playing Aaron Torres' Huskies or Kyle Peterson's Stanford Cardinals? So keep an eye on that as well. But, man, it's been fun. What a game. What a win for the Arkansas Razorbacks. First call of Hog Reaction. You said Bubba, right, Drew?
Bubba C from his boat. He's been listening for the last 7 hours like the rest of us have.
How about it? Bubba C, what lake or river or pond are you at right now, man?
I'm on Lake Norfolk. Woo, it's silly, man. It's been a long day, but it's a lovely day when them Hogs win and go all the way to Omaha.
Man, that's the energy we need. So what was your favorite part of today's game, Bubba?
Praise Slavens, man, ending the thing, coming back and 2 runs down, a run down to 19-2, coming back, man. Woo, golly, man, the Ranger Lazy Lightning, whatever they called it, man. It was a beautiful day when the Hogs went, even though 115 heat index. Ooh, yeah.
Man, that's what we need. Well, Bubba, you enjoy the rest of your night on Lake Norfolk, man. Get some shut-eye after this win and just enjoy that beautiful scenery that we have in the northeastern part of our state.
You got it, brother. Whoop-it!
Your reminder, now Bubba is not in one of our traditional ESPN Arkansas listening areas. He's either listening online at hitthatline.com or Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Paul already's looking at Omaha motel rooms, and apparently they're going fast, Drew. This is something
I'm sure they are.
If you have ever made the trip to the College World Series, you know that they jack up the prices on motels, hotels, Airbnbs, whatever. It is crazy how expensive these things are. And I don't know if the swim trials are going on right now. They also host, Drew, the Olympic swim trials there. So I don't know if those are going on additionally, so that makes it even crazier. But what I do know is Arkansas will be playing postseason baseball in the college baseball mecca this next weekend.
Oh, it is. I mean, the chance to play at Omaha is every kid's dream. I mean, you pick up a baseball when you're 5 or 6 and you start to really learn about the game, and you find college baseball, you watch it. I remember watching the College World Series with my 9-year-old team. You know, we're out on the road during tournaments. We're somewhere around the southeastern portion of the United States, and we all make it a thing to make sure we go out to eat to where a place that we can watch the College World Series. It's something that we all talked about, you know, growing up. Or I'm going to play for Arkansas. No, I'm going to play for LSU. Oh, sign me up. I'm playing at Texas. You know, I know, but you got to remember. It's just one of the first schools that came to mind right there, kind of the schools that were really big at that time. Heck, I remember being 9 or 10 going, man, I'd love to go play at Cal State Fullerton. Like that was a big deal at the time. So watching it as a kid, and I'm sure all these players did, it does mean so much just to be able to make it to Omaha. It is a very special place. I would say top 5 destination in all of sports. I mean, I don't think that's outrageous to say.
Not for as many Arkansas fans that have made that trip. They love it. Now, Cliff asked a great question. Again, you call or text 877-377-6963. We'll answer this before we go to another break. Who is the MVP of the Super Regional? In fact, we're not going to answer it. We'll leave that question for you to ponder on when we come back. Again, this is Hog Reaction. It would not be possible without Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort, Crane Kia Fayetteville, and North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison. When we come back, let's get some thoughts on that. Who was the MVP of this Super Regional?
You're listening to Hog Reaction live at the Chapel Hill Super Regional.
Mark Cuban, I know, but look, love him or hate him, he's a game changer. Take the Mavs, only 2 losing seasons, or him turning 10 grand into $5 billion. He sees ahead of the curve, literally a baller. So when he makes moves, you watch. And he's found a new market with a global value of $1.7 trillion. Here's the cool thing. We can all get a piece of this action. Up until now, it's been locked off, only for billionaires. But now all we need is a smartphone. It's not betting. This is way more impactful. Check it out. It's called Masterworks. They've already got over 360,000 members on their platform. Ahead of the curve, just like the Cubes. Our listeners get priority access so they can skip their wait lists. Just go to masterworks.io and enter promo code KJM. See important Regulation A disclosures at masterworks.io/CD. That's masterworks.io. Promo code KJM. Masterworks.io. Promo code KJM. There is no guarantee of profits, and investing includes risk of loss.
Van Alma Tire Center is always right around the corner from you with all the major brand tires for you to choose from. Bridgestone, Firestone, Cooper, and more. Turn into Van Alma Tire Center for all your tire needs, alignments, oil changes, brakes, and more. With service you can depend on. Van Alma Tire Center is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle and tire needs. Right around the corner at 6805 Alma Highway, 5 miles east of Van Buren and 2 miles west of Alma.
Progressive knows that most people don't get to experience making a game-winning touchdown or a walk-off home run. So we're going to talk to you like you did something great so you can bask in the glory.
No way. Is it really you? You're the one who bundled their home, auto, RV, and other vehicles with Progressive, right? Hold on. Let me grab my friends. Hey, guys, check it out. It's the one who saved the money.
If you can't bask in sports glory, at least you can bask in the glory of saving money when you bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Try out the SiriusXM app free for 1 month and amp up your summer. Plug into over 350 channels packed with ad-free music, plus comedy, news, talk, Howard Stern, live sports, and more. Create personalized Pandora stations and dive into the best collection of podcasts curated just for you. So check out all the great entertainment we have to offer for free on the SiriusXM app.
The sun is shining, and now is the time for you to come to River Valley Truck Outfitters for all your window tinting needs. The best place in the River Valley to get quality work and the price you will love. River Valley Truck Outfitters can get your tin on. River Valley Truck Outfitters, specializing in window tints, residential tints, and commercial tints. Bring your vehicle to River Valley Truck Outfitters on Highway 71 at the top of Rye Hill, or call 648-8855, your one-stop truck accessory store.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
The Pittsburgh Steelers had never traded up in the first round of the NFL draft until 2003, offering up their 27th, 92nd, and 200th pick to the Kansas City Chiefs for their 16th pick. With that 16th pick, the Steelers chose USC's Troy Polamalu, a decision that paid off for years. Polamalu was part of 2 Super Bowl victories, and in 2020, he was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
Your team wouldn't waste time interviewing 30 linemen if they wanted to draft a cornerback, right? The same is true when you're looking for your next teammate. LinkedIn Jobs taps into a network of over 770 million professionals to find you the right people. LinkedIn Jobs helps you narrow down to the most qualified candidates so you can start hiring the right people faster. Go to linkedin.com/sports to post your job for free. That's linkedin.com/sports. linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Hog Reaction Live at the Chapel Hill Super Regional.
And Battles hits a drive to left field. You gotta get out of here. Times 4.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage on the road to Omaha is brought to you by Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. And by North Arkansas Regional Medical Center, bringing better to you.
All right, our final segment here on Hog Reaction live from Chapel Hill Bryson Field at Boshemer Stadium. And as Dave Van Horn said in the postgame press conference, really, which you can listen to on hitthatline.com and our YouTube channel as well, really great accommodations, good fans, a great experience down here, first time in North Carolina. I think the Dukies drew more of the preppy, kind of uppity.
That's kind of the feel.
Yeah, North Carolina has more of our type of feel to it. So I really appreciate all the hospitality that all the North Carolina communication staff and everywhere else has extended to us, because this has been a great experience. And I would say that a lot of the Arkansas fans would be saying something similar. So the question that we posed heading into the break, who was the MVP of the Super Regional? And we've got a bunch of texts. We've got a bunch of responses. Drew, I'll let you hit this one first. Who is your MVP of the Chapel Hill Super Regional?
Well, for me, the MVP, I think while there's plenty of offensive players that you could give it to, obviously big-time hits this weekend. For me personally, I think it's got to be Connor Nolan. I mean, what he was able to do yesterday, give you 6.2, I believe. Yeah, 6.6 and 2/3 innings yesterday. Didn't give up a single run, only gave up 6 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts, and only on 89 pitches. What he was able to do, the ability to set the tone for the weekend and for the series, that was done by Connor Nolan. So he would be my MVP, followed by the rest of the pitching staff. I mean, who would have thought, like we said, so much has changed in these last 2 weeks. Let's just go back to last week in Stillwater, where you were seeing high-scoring games, and that's kind of what I expected to see today. That's what I talked about on Arkansas Game Day earlier this morning. Heck, it's hard to believe that we did a pregame show almost 8 hours ago. So I expected the pitching to fall off a little bit. I expected this to be a high-scoring game. It wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. I mean, 4-3 final. So big ups to the pitching staff. But I think what Connor Nolan was able to do yesterday by setting the tone, by going the distance, to making sure your bullpen was as fresh as it was today by what he did, I think set everything up.
Yeah, it's hard to outdo that. Now, I just sent you via email Phil's call. I know we've got a bunch of requests as well to hear Phil's final call. So if you missed it, we will play that for you coming up. As always, Phil Elson did a magnificent job, and it was cool to see his father being here as well. I know that father-son experience as a guy that used to take Phil to baseball games. That must have been really special for him. But, Jeffrey, we will play that call coming up. There's a lot of ways you could go. You could go Peyton Stovall. You could talk about Connor Nolan, as Drew just did, which is a great selection. Braden Webb had himself a great weekend. Michael Turner as well. I mean, there's several. I don't know if there's one right answer here. Clearly last week it was Michael Turner. I don't think that was any doubt. Jalen Battles, I mean, we can't overlook the combination of Jalen Battles and Robert Moore, just what they do in the infield, and we've discussed that several times. Caden Wallace would be one. I mean, there's so many guys. That's what's so unique about this team. They don't have that. The team last year was, you knew what you had in Kevin Kopps. How many games did Kevin Kopps win you last year? 5, 6, 7. I'm talking about by himself, where when he stepped on that mound, you knew the other team had no shot to win the baseball game. And you don't have that alpha closer. You love that to be Hagen Smith or Brady Tigert at some point. Hagen looked really good yesterday and looked good in parts today, but it's a little different, as every team is. But just an outstanding play from several different guys, and it was cool. I know for Dave Van Horn, he's walking. There's a video we put out on our social media at Hit That Line AR, where it's Phil Elson and Hunter Yurchek just walking from the celebration. They're talking. He told us that it was really cool for Hunter, his athletics director, and his boss to be there to experience that win himself. He then got an embrace from his family. I'm talking about Dave and his family after. So many emotions riding high. And again, all of our coverage from, if you want to see these reactions, if you want to see it, just go to Hit That Line AR on Twitter. It's also on Facebook and Instagram as well. Drew, do we have that call pulled up?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, let's play Phil Elson's final call to send this team to Omaha.
Who does not feel the butterflies in this huge moment of the baseball season? Outfielders are all the way in. The infielders up on the edge of the dirt. 1-0 the count. And the pitch to Slavens. Swing, ground ball, base hit, right center field. Brady Slavens sparks this team to Omaha, and the roadshow continues for the Arkansas Razorbacks. A 4-3 win, come from behind style in the ninth inning. The Razorbacks dogpiling on the field here in Chapel Hill with their 11th trip to the College World Series, and you can call them the Omahogs.
You know better than I doing the show with him every single weekday that he doesn't necessarily like to call them Omahogs unless they're going to Omaha. Well,
No.
He was absolutely okay with calling him the Omahogs in that particular moment and this particular year. Now they've found themselves there once again.
Yeah, just once again. I mean, to really put it in perspective, I don't know how many teams can honestly say that they've had as great of years. And I know Arkansas still hasn't won one in Omaha. But to say that you're going back for the 7th time under Dave Van Horn in a little over 20-year career at Arkansas, for this to be the 11th time in school history to make it to the promised land, it's absolutely phenomenal. And just to do it in the way you did. I mean, yeah, it's great to be good all season long, obviously like you were last year, and you fell a little short. I think everybody would take that. But the ups and the downs and the roller coaster ride that it took for us to get where we are today with Arkansas getting ready to go to Omaha and get that they play their first game next Saturday, I think just makes it a little more sweeter, don't you think? Because not only did other people count you out, a lot of your own people counted you down and out, and you're able to rise from the ashes that was Hoover and just absolutely emerge as a force to be reckoned with in Stillwater and kept it going in Chapel Hill.
I want to read some of these texts that we've received. Pilot Mike in Tulsa believes it's Peyton Stovall and the entire pitching staff that's his MVP. B in Clarksville says his most underrated, valuable player is Jalen Battles, not only defensively, but his offense. I mean, you think about the ninth inning, when you needed to get something going, what happened? Jalen Battles, a veteran in this group, was able to get it rolling. Jeremy texted in. He says, it's great that we finally overcame the North Carolina Achilles heel. I love that reference. I love that setup, Jeremy, because you think about the basketball team, how they've, 08, you got smacked. 2015, 2017 were pretty good games. And I know baseball and basketball are different sports, but I do like that. It's not just that, but it's also the CarQuest Bowl that Tommy likes to bring up and several other things. It's good to see North Carolina do that. We're going to hear some audio from Dave Van Horn. And we got, Dave Van Horn, Hagen Smith, Brady Slavens, and then Will McIntyre, who was the starting pitcher. And Drew, if you want to go and pull that up on our YouTube page real quick, we'll play a little bit of that. Cool thing about Will McIntyre is he gets this text from Matt Hobbs at breakfast this morning. Hey, you're getting the start today. Dave Van Horn told us yesterday, hey, we're either going to start a righty or a lefty. So he was just playing coy with us. But Matt gets the start, and here's a guy that steps up in a key situation, as Connor Nolan did on Saturday. I mean, he gives you a bunch of good innings, 5 scoreless innings where there were no runs that North Carolina was bringing in, and Arkansas, again, they put North Carolina in a situation where they were playing from behind almost the entire game with the exception of that 9th inning. So great for Will McIntyre. He's kind of quiet in the postgame. He's kind of a quiet guy is what Dave told us in the postgame press conference, but pretty cool setup. So let's just go to that initial part.
Give me a second. Did you say it's on YouTube or?
Should be on our YouTube channel, and it should be getting that up any minute now, if it's not already up.
I'm not seeing it on our YouTube yet.
Okay, I will find it just when you get it, just in a sec. But no, it's pretty special to see guys in a specific situation when cast upon. And Pilot Mike also brings up a good point. It's a bummer for Horvath that his appendix, I think, ruptured last night. That's their third baseman that was hitting, I think, well above 300, if I remember his batting average correctly. So for those that don't know, we put it on our social media. It was announced after the game that you had initially the Matt Horvath not being able to play because of the appendix and stuff. So not just just a tough situation. Drew, have you ever had your appendix removed?
I have not, and I really hope that I never have to.
Yeah, but
that does not sound very fun.
No, it's not fun at all. But again, to see they did on the road too, right? And now they'll have a bunch of fans in Omaha, Nebraska. And not to say they didn't have fans here in Chapel Hill, because Arkansas fans traveled well. Drew, something else that I noticed during this baseball game is the second rain delay. There were several North Carolina fans that decided after the second rain delay they were either going to watch it at home or at a bar. Now, Arkansas fans are in kind of a different setup. You made the trip, so you might as well stay and ride it out. But there was definitely some North Carolina fans that left the ballpark after that second rain delay.
Yeah, you wouldn't be seeing that very often at Baumgartner. I noticed that, obviously I saw your tweet about it during the rain delay, and it came back, and it didn't look very good on TV that last inning and a half after the rain delay, or the thunder, or lightning delay, which is what it really was.
Yeah.
Especially down the left field side, there's a lot of seats that you could see that were clearly open. So not a very good look for North Carolina, but I'm glad they were nice. They were nice hosts.
Mm-hmm. Here's a text from our buddy Tim McNally, who's the general manager at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, that he thinks Dave Van Horn is his MVP. Brady Slavens, Jalen Battles told Slavens that when he got up to bat, Battles had just come home, and he's walking by Slavens and who's about to be up to bat that can win the thing, which he ended up doing. He said, this is why we came back. Because everyone remembers how it happened last year against NC State. You got to Game 3 after just mauling the Wolfpack in Game number 1. You lose Game 2, and then there's a lot of pressure, a lot on the line in Game 3, and it didn't go your way. And all the players remember that. They may say, we don't harbor that. We don't think. They absolutely did from last year. And even when things were looking rough and weren't smooth by any stretch of the imagination, this team found a way to win. And that starts up top, Drew, with your head ball coach, Dave Van Horn.
It really does. There's nobody you'd rather have at the helm. And, I saw some people on Twitter right before we were getting it going here and, the firing off of saying, can't believe there were some of y'all that wanted him to be gone a month ago. And, they're not completely wrong. I think there were some people on Twitter, when you hide behind a keyboard, it's easy to say some things. But when you have a coach like Dave Van Horn, you know that you're never out of it. You know that he's going to put his guys in the best situations to succeed. And I think that the reason you got a lot of those texts, a lot of those tweets earlier in the season was because it took a lot longer than most of us expected it to happen. Most of us expected all the nicks in the armor to be worked out and shined and polished by the time we got into SEC play. And it still was good baseball. You're winning, but it wasn't there yet. And then you hit May, and you're still not there yet. You're thinking, has Arkansas played their best ball? And if so, that's not the best ball that, we've seen out of our Arkansas team. And then ultimately getting everything figured out, getting the stars lined up like Dave Van Horn has been able to do so many times since he's been at Arkansas. It's just been phenomenal. I mean, you can't count them out. You just can't count them out.
Yep, and they didn't. Now, Jeffrey brings up a good point. Not only were you going to be reacting to it for the next couple minutes, but as well on the Morning Rush, halftime, and Ruskin and Zach. No other place can you listen to the voice of Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, who knows the ins and outs of this team, the head coach, Dave Van Horn, and I guarantee you halftime's numbers will be all over the place tomorrow. They will explode, so make sure you tune in for Phil's full reaction on halftime tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And again, the Morning Rush and Ruskin and Zach will be getting after it too. Drew, are you gonna hit it early? So my plan is, buddy, I'm gonna drive to Knoxville, Tennessee tonight, stay with my buddy Patton. He was kind enough to shelter me tonight. And then I'm gonna make the 10-hour trek back to Fort Smith tomorrow. You gonna pretty much go home after this and hit the hay?
Oh, yes. I'm going home hitting the hay because it's going to be an exciting week. So much stuff that we've got to get to. A week like this is why you want to be in sports talk radio, right? And how many places around the country can say that a week in June is when you really want to be a part of sports talk radio, normally in the dog days of summer. So I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to see what Omaha has in store for Arkansas. So the quicker I go to bed, the sooner it'll get here, right?
That's the way to look at it. So, again, we have your coverage here all week long on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com. We're going to be in Omaha and keeping up the coverage going, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Again, this weekend would not be possible without a couple of special sponsors, and we really appreciate everything that they've done help us get here to Omaha. It has been awesome to be around here. Thank you to Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. More excitement, more winning at Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort. Crane Kia of Fayetteville. Find your next gas saver during our MPG days at Crane Kia of Fayetteville. And also North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. For Drew Barrett, I'm Ty Richardson. We've been live in Chapel Hill at the Chapel Hill Super Regional. Don't forget, Morning Rush tomorrow, bright and early, 6 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Until then, go Hogs.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors.